Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maya. If you're not new here, my name is still Maya. Today we're in a little bit of a different spot because, as you can tell from the giant mess, I'm going through my room and I've got a lot to go through. So I figured you can watch me clean while we talk about how I've never had a boyfriend. And to a lot of people, that might sound crazy. Like, how can someone as beautiful as me have never had a boyfriend? Which, whatever. I never really became self-conscious of it until really recently. And I'm not even, it was a little blip of self-consciousness because I realized I don't care. But, you know, it's weird to see all your friends get romantic attention and not you. It makes you feel some type of way, and it's even worse when it's your sister. Now, I never defined my worth by a man, which I thank God for that. But it did suck, and I never understood why people were boy crazy in high school. Like, I mean, I understand, but I was always like, most of these guys suck. Like, they think that making orgasm noises is entertaining. I'm just saying, my father walked up the stairs as soon as I said that, and I'm right by my door. But that's why we're a little quieter today, because I am sitting right by my door, and it's a thin door. And what a strange topic to be talking about when no one in this house is working and everyone is upstairs. So, if you've never had a boyfriend, don't worry about it. I'm 20. I've never had a boyfriend. And I think having a boyfriend in high school can help you in some aspects because it is a quicker way to know what you don't want, which I didn't experience until I was 19 with my situationship. So this is why I say never dated anyone, because I don't consider that dating. And if it is, shoot me. Because amen. My dad's changing a light bulb right now. And sorry if you really hate noises. This is not the video for you. But I'm trying to be quiet. If you've never had a boyfriend, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you live your life waiting to meet the perfect person, well, it's never gonna happen. You're not living your life. You're just waiting to be saved. And that's something I had to come to terms with recently, that like, my life is awesome. And you have to have a full life in order to bring in the right person, because if you don't, and your whole world becomes that man, then what are you gonna do if he leaves? There are so many people that I know that lose themselves in relationships, and honestly, it's frightening to watch. But if the man does not add to your life, then he's not worth having in your life at all. Like, if you are financially stable, if you've got hobbies, if you've got friends, and the man comes in and he tries to diminish that or take away from that, then you know that's not the man that you want in your life. Like, if this man doesn't have hobbies of his own, if he doesn't have his own friends, if he doesn't have his own life, then his world is going to revolve around you, and then you're not going to be able to do the things that you want to do. And it's supposed to be a partnership. So, you know? But, I mean, at the end of the day, you could just say, what do you know? You've never had a boyfriend. But I've also never had kids, and I know not to, you know, like, slap them across the face, so I know something. But, yeah, don't worry about it. If you haven't found your person yet, and you're younger than me, girl, or boy, I'm 20. I've got the rest of my life to be with somebody. These are the years that I get to spend by myself, getting to know myself. And I always thought that I would get really married. Really married? I would get married really young and have kids really young. But it didn't happen yet. I mean, I'm only 20. And I don't think that I want that anymore. I want to be in a place that I can take care of children and fully love them and give them the life they deserve. And also, I'm not looking for someone to be my other half. I'm looking for someone to be another person. You know? Someone who will add on to my already existing life. And like, this is the time where you get to find out what hobbies you like and what places you like to go, and not worry about having someone to come home to. Like, I think everybody should live alone, and I'm gonna move out, hopefully in the next 2 years. But if your man is making you cry, or he turns your feelings into something less than, or like, if you don't feel good, that should not be the person you're with. And I've always believed that when you get butterflies, that is your body warning you, because you should feel regulated and safe with this person, not like, ooh, like. But that's just my personal opinion. And, you know, if you are placing your whole value on the fact that you've never had a boyfriend, there are some beautiful, beautiful girls who have terrible, terrible boyfriends. So it doesn't matter. Like, if you don't think you're pretty, why are you using a man to judge that? Like, they're really not the brightest. And there are gorgeous, gorgeous women that get cheated on. Like Adriana Lima, cheated on. Bella Hadid, cheated on. Those are some of the prettiest women I know. So I don't really think it matters how beautiful you are. And I think that's something you should cultivate within yourself first before you seek it from a person. So that was what like got me into my whole situationship, was I was seeking external validation from someone who couldn't give two flying Fs, you know? So it doesn't really matter. It is worth waiting for the person that is going to make you happy and enhance your life than just settling and taking what you can get. Like, my dad's friend, she just got engaged, and my dad is 47, 46. They're the same age. And I met the guy, and he is super nice, and the way he talks about her and the way he notices the things about her is the way that every man should talk about their woman. And I don't say their woman as in like a misogynistic way, if you know what I mean. But like, you can tell that he loves her and that he pays attention to her. And there are so many people that I see that their man could, like, they don't care. They don't care. And they just like the idea of having a girl. And you don't want to be that person. You want someone who's gonna look at you the way that someone who loves someone does. Not tolerate. You don't want to be with someone who tolerates your existence. Be with someone who celebrates your existence. Like, and if it's something that, and to any of you who have best friends out there that are like real true best friends, if it's something that you would not want your best friend to tolerate or accept, why wouldn't you give yourself the same respect? And just think about it. If this guy, if your whole day is determined by whether or not this guy responds to you, step aside. Let him go find someone else. Because guys will move heaven and earth for the women that they love. And if he's not doing that for you, then he doesn't love you. I'm sorry. Like, guys, please, I'm never gonna beat the allegations of trad wife, but please, men are wired to provide. They are wired to protect. Now, most of the men these days are not doing that, and let's be honest, in the past they weren't doing that either. But if your man loves you and he wants to provide for you, that man will go out and get a job. That man will do odds and ends to get you whatever you want because he loves you. Okay? And now the guy that I was talking to, this is stuff that I wish I would have told myself before I got into my situationship, because this man did not like me. He was lusting over me, and that is gross, disgusting, yucky. And if your man stops acting like how he did when he was trying to pursue you, once he has you, kick him to the curb. He's out of here. He's gone. Because he does not love you. He just settled for you because what's to stop him? Because now he's comfortable, yeah, it's fine, whatever. But what's to happen when the next best thing walks by? And he's not that attached to you. And it's always good for a man to love you more than you love him. Because that's just my opinion. You should want to be with someone who loves you out loud and so boldly and just like, I'm not saying that every single person has the same love language and the way they express their love, but you know, let's be for real, you know. And you will know when a guy does not want you and if he's just holding on to you so that you don't go to someone else who will treat you the way that you deserve. But I digress. So I'm not really that worried that I haven't found anyone yet because no one has been able to meet my standards and I'm not ready, honestly. And never having a boyfriend didn't really do much for me. Like, I don't think I would be that much different if I had a boyfriend. I think the only thing was that I would have learned what I didn't want sooner. But I was focused on school in high school, and then that was it. Now, it sucked watching people get romantic attention from people that, and this was, what's the word, egotistically, that I thought that I was prettier than, and then watching them get attention. But then I remembered that I'm not them. I wasn't acting the way that they were acting. I wasn't seeking it out. And if you, like, you should not feel pressure to go and seek those things out because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, they are not for you. Like, I know one couple from high school that is still together. And, like, you don't want to be, like, please, you do not want to be one of those marriages that only get married because they feel like they have to, if you know what I mean. Like, I've seen how that plays out. And your children will know. I promise. You deserve to be with someone who wants to do things for you and not feel like you are a chore. And 9 times out of 10, high school boys are gonna think that you're a chore. Now, I'm not saying every single high school boy because my sister's friend and her boyfriend, they're tight. And I really like him, and I really like her. They're a great couple. But a lot of the times they will step out. So I'm not saying that no high school relationship works. I'm just saying that I know who I was in high school and who I am now. And if the same man felt the same way about me as high school me as me today, I don't think I would be appreciated. Because I was not at my peak in high school. I will say that. I did not peak in high school. I don't even think I peaked yet. I'm just getting better and better. But I don't regret not having a boyfriend. Honestly, I don't know what I would do with myself. I like being alone. And I think when the time is right, it'll happen. I completely trust and have faith. But I don't feel like it's something that I am missing out on or that I need to catch up to, that I don't feel behind. Like, I never feel some type of way when I hear that someone is on, like, their 4th ex-boyfriend. Like, why would that make you jealous? But, I mean, at the time, I felt like, why do they get to have a boyfriend and I don't? I'm so lame. But now that I'm older, I'm like, there was so much drama, and I'm only 20 years old, and I haven't even met half the people that are gonna be my friends. I feel like I keep doing this. Okay, Titanic. But there are so many people that don't know you yet, and missing out on the person who is supposed to spend the rest of your life with you, that idea scares me more than the fact that I've never had a boyfriend before. Could you imagine if I settled, or if I was with someone who I was begging to like me, or I wasn't even sure even liked me as a person? That would suck. So, I'm not saying it's going to be all rainbows and kittens and sparkles. But you deserve to be with someone who actually likes you. And you deserve to be with someone who is going to treat you like you were the greatest thing in the world. And they won't care if you've had 10 ex-boyfriends or if you've had 0. So, really, what are the cons of never having a boyfriend? I think it forces you to focus on yourself. That's not a con, that's pro, by the way. I don't have another person distracting me from my goals, from who I am as a person. I'm forced to look within and be like, because I know the man that I want. I have a clear vision of the man that I want. But am I someone who can handle that right now in my current state? I don't think so. Which is why I have time to work on me. And you have time to work on you, especially if you are younger than me. Like, if you're older than me, girl, it doesn't matter. You could be 45 and never had a boyfriend. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you're defective. It doesn't mean you're lame. It means that you haven't found the one. And to all those people that are spiritual, God will put that person in your path when it's time. Trust in God's timing. And if you're not spiritual, then I don't really know what to tell you, because I am a spiritual person. But just trust. You know, you don't have to believe in a higher power. You, like, just believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. I don't know where that's from. But yeah, if you've never had a boyfriend, don't worry about it. You know, I've never eaten a rock. I don't think it makes me any worse of a person. I've never climbed Mount Everest. I've never competed at the Olympics. There's lots of things I've never done and will never do. I don't think it diminishes who I am as a person. And I don't think collecting boyfriends like Pokemon should change your self-worth. And if you are someone who's had a bunch of boyfriends, all I would say is just look inwards and see whatever feeling you were searching for, find it in yourself. Like, there's a reason when women are healing that they tend to be alone. So you've just had more time to do it. And ensure that you are the best version of yourself, the kindest, most loving, and happy version of yourself. And I'm not saying you have to be those things to be with your person. But, like, this is the person that is going to take you through the death of your parents and the birth of your children. And you are building a home with this person. If that person just wants a wife and kids and not to be a husband and a father, that is not the man for you. Like, this is the person that's going to walk with you through life. And I know I'm starting to sound like Nicholas Sparks over here, but it's true. So just make sure that you're choosing the right person. And a lot of the times it's not your first boyfriend. A lot of the times it's not. Because who you are at 15 and 20 and 25 and 30 is not the same person. And you need someone who's going to be able to love you through all those seasons. And a lot of the times it's not your 18-year-old boyfriend that you met at a house party once. I don't know. But that's just my thoughts for today. I was supposed to post a vlog today, but that was in English. I was supposed to post a blog today, but then I got distracted and watched Hunchback of Notre Dame instead. And didn't edit it, so you're getting this. But just remember, you are so special. And you deserve someone who's gonna see that. And you should not accept anything less than that, so with that being said, hope you guys have a good night. Unless you're watching in the day, hope you have a good day. Bye!